guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel with another interesting topic. I'm sorry I haven't really been able to post recently because I've been quite busy here and there. So yeah, as you have noticed from my thumbnail, it's about theater and acting. I mean, many of you have asked me explanation for this story. How did this idea come to me and all of that? So I would like to explain that a bit in details for you to understand more the bigger picture of all this idea. So recently I have actually stopped going to the theater because whenever we had a performance and I was going for rehearsals and then I had a flight, so it wasn't easy to do both at the same time. And obviously the other people that were in our groups were like, they couldn't change their schedules just because of one person. I think it's not fair for them. So yeah, apart from that, I thought maybe it's a better idea maybe to do something online that is suitable and compatible with my job as well, so I don't have to miss flights and I don't have to miss rehearsals here and there. So yeah, this is a bit tricky and strange, but I thought it's a better idea to do it online anyway. Nowadays everything is online, right? Banking online, shopping online, so many things are online. What not is not online now that we kind of live in this matrix online world all the time. So yeah, so how did this story actually start? Well, first of all, I had never ever thought about this before in my entire existence till now, in my entire life. But some times ago, in my previous job, one of my managers mentioned this to me. One time we had a meeting and I had to kind of discuss or explain some concept in a detailed way, and she was like, oh, that you are so expressive. And then the next question was like, oh, have you done theater or acting before? And I was so puzzled by those questions. I didn't expect those questions at all. And I was like, no, I'm not really. I mean, I had thought before when I was a child becoming a journalist, a lawyer, a nurse, I don't know, TV presenter or anything like that. But I had never thought about acting or theater. That was like not even my parents, not even my siblings, not even my relatives, not even me. Never, like never ever. This idea was like, that's why I was so shocked that she asked me. And then she continued, that I used to be a theater director before, and I think maybe you might do something in this field. And I was thinking a bit, I was like, yeah, but it's kind of late now to do something like this, Usually these people start quite young, right? In general. So and then she was like, yeah, maybe you can try. Okay. And she gave me a list of books from Konstantin Stanislavski. He has written a trilogy of books, and one of the books an actor prepares. So I got these books from Amazon online, and I was so curious actually. I'm like, what I will lose if I read the books? I want to find out more about what is this all about. So after I finished reading those books, I was like, this seems like so interesting, and how come I never thought about this? Like never ever. I have thought obviously, about so many jobs and things. I had never ever thought about acting or theater. That was like out of just, there's no even concept of it, But the interesting thing is that when I was a child, I mean, if I remember well, and one day I was asking my mom as well, from the age of 5, 6 or 7 till the age of 14, 15, I used to write poems or poetry in Albanian language, obviously by myself, and I used to recite those poems and poetry in front of the class or in front of the school, and everybody used to like me, and they're like, oh, you're so good at this, and then teachers were like recommending me to do it more and more. So, but then after the age of 15, I kind of stopped. I was busy with other things in my life. So yeah, so I never really seriously thought about it. It was just like, something interesting. And I was asking my mom one day, and she was like, yeah, you used to love doing this when you were a child. You used to come in front of us, and you know, it's like my dad, my mom, and my siblings were there. And I was like, I would write these poems or poetries in Albanian language. I would just go and recite in front of them, like emote the lines, interpret the lines of the authors and writers. And but I was like, I remember I was like, okay, I was telling my dad, I will, you know, emote this, interpret and recite these poems, but I was so shy, and he was like, you shouldn't look at me. It's like, can you imagine that? I was so shy, especially from my dad, like, you know, it was crazy. But after the age of 11, I kind of got better, so I was doing it more and more. I actually enjoyed it, but I never gave it like a deeper thought. Maybe I can do something in this field, or you know, something in the arts or in the creative field. So I just left it. I was like, yeah, whatever, it's just a hobby, you know, whenever I have time. So when my manager mentioned this to me, I was like, I said, I never thought about it. You know, I don't know. And I think it's kind of late now to do something like this. But anyway, so after as I mentioned you guys, after I read those books about Konstantin Stanislavski, I was like, something kind of clicked. I said, oh, you know, this is so interesting. Maybe I can do this as a hobby in my free time. So when I get older, I can kind of, you know, watch myself, or my kids will watch me. And I think this would be really nice, like memories and all of that from the past. So that's the reason that I started going to the theater, and kind of whenever I had time, I wanted to kind of explore this more. But I always took it as a hobby, something that, so you know, when you do something as a hobby, it's mostly whenever you have free time and whenever you can. So yeah, that's the story behind it. I am not an actress or anything like that, but I just do it sometimes as a hobby, just for my own pleasure, or just, you know, when I act with my friends, or you know, my sisters, and all different scenes and all of that. So yeah, guys, that was the story behind it, and I will see you in my next video with another interesting topic. So thank you so much for your attention. I